we're back for some more tea time. Let's go. Let's see if I can find myself on the app. Okay. Okay, right. I'm just gonna try to write something in the chat here. Hello. Send. Think that went through? It did. Alright, we're live. Today we're gonna watch Building the Impossible Lightsaber by Hero Tech. I'm gonna subscribe, like, go check out the original video if you wanna watch it yourself. Today we're gonna react. No. Subtitles is on.
This is my latest retractable lightsaber. Featuring an instant extension, the brightest, most realistic blade in the world, and full retraction,
Hold on, I'm
does
just gonna
all this
check
in a replica Graflex
sound.
hilt. That's right, replica. Same base hilt that they used in the original Star Wars movies. Even better, like many of you asked for, you can now lightly duel with it.
I think
To
that's
be
good.
honest, a retractable lightsaber with all these features and a replica hilt is something that I thought was impossible. So,
Alright,
how did we do it? How does it work?
let's go.
If you've been following along on our lightsaber quest, you'll know this is not our first.
A lightsaber is actually very fucking cool, and I'm excited for this video. I'm eating today pasta with ketchup, classic. Some ground beef. I had a lot of Tabasco in, which I said in last stream, I think. So it's kind of hot. I'm gonna be sweating today. But yeah,
10.
Lucky and boys, let's eat.
I've loved Star Wars since.
Also, tea, Earl Grey, the only thing you can have, really. Ah, just the smell. It smells so nice.
I was a kid.
Cool.
So I've always wanted to make a real life lightsaber. For the past few years, that's exactly.
Who doesn't want to make a real life lightsaber, to be honest? And use the Force. Everybody who has seen Star Wars has tried to use the Force when they were young. Everybody. I used to sit in class, try to choke people, try to choke like the teacher. And it didn't work. But it would have been cool though to have the Force, have some magic powers.
What I've been trying to do. What started as a literal rectangular box turned into a working prototype with V1 and extended even better with V2. But with V2, we still had things to improve. Namely, the hilt was ginormous, not made of metal, and not duelable
Is that a doodle?
at all. That was in June. I've been hunkered down since then developing this next lightsaber non-stop. The first problem was fairly obvious. How the heck can we fit all of this into a replica hilt? This is the Graflex hilt that we're trying to fit everything into. It is tiny. That's freaking awesome. Shout out to Cal from KR Sabers and the Saber Armory for the hilt. This is such a sick replica and works great for our lightsaber. While it's perfect and screen accurate, that means we had our work cut out for us. We have insanely limited space to fit in our mechanisms. Our previous mechanisms would definitely not fit, meaning we had to completely redesign the mechanisms and internals. So that's what we did. Here's a quick rundown. We're now using a clear magician's cane for the extension/retraction, with a single high-powered chip-on-board LED strip running through it to provide the light. The magician's
Will that provide the light enough?
cane basically acts like a really long spring that can compress to a really small size. The LED strip is attached internally to the top of the magician's cane. By controlling how much of the LED strip we let out, we can control the length of the blade. The LED strip is stored on a spool. When we want to retract the blade, we activate this attached motor.
Wow. That looks good though. I wonder how it looks like in daylight. Is it that strong?
Spins the spool and pulls the LED strip back. At the base of the hilt, we have another motor that spins the entire chassis, and thus the blade at high speed, providing the awesome optical effect of a bright, pulsing, energetic blade of light.
Oh, so it spins around inside? Or only the blade? Is it the inside of the blade or like the magic cane?
That's how we hoped it would work anyways. The first thing we needed to check is that the new blade setup provided a realistic blade effect. We had no space to run the LED strips around the cane as we did before, so we had to run it through the middle of the cane and make the cane clear. Without the spinning, it looked pretty underwhelming. But once we did spin it, it looked awesome.
That looks sick, actually.
That is actually freaking smart though. Because I was gonna say, like, this small light is probably not gonna be enough. Like the small LED, you will see that it's just a small. But this gives it a nice effect and also solves that. That's not dumb. This guy knows what he's doing. I mean, obviously, but look at that effect though.
Next, we wanted an instant extension for the blade, so like before, we used the clutch system. When the clutch is pulled back, the blade releases and shoots out instantly. When the clutch is pushed forward, it re-engages the gears and allows for retraction of the blade. After redesigning the clutch to fit into our new hilt, we tested to
Is that slow?
retraction of the blade. After redesigning the clutch to fit into our new hilt, we tested to make sure that it worked. Spoiler alert, it didn't at first. After a lot of modifications though, we finally got it working how we wanted. But we ran into another problem. Something not a lot of people know about Magician's Canes is that you can't just push it in to retract it. You have to push it in while rotating the base as well. We needed a mechanism to rotate the base, and for that we
Didn't they already have that? Maybe that was
settled
just to
on this
rotate
internal
the
gear system powered
LED
by
light
the motor.
inside.
As usual, it didn't work the first time, or the second time, or the third time.
No, I'll stop. I was gonna get more ketchup, but I'm gonna eat all the ketchup I have and then go get more. Otherwise, I'll probably have to go in. I mean, I have so much respect for people who actually do like these engineering projects because, like, yeah, I'm in university for engineering, and man, it is a tedious. And you get things wrong and 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 wrong, and that, like, everything that you make from scratch without help, like especially when you do something as complicated as this, you will fail a lot. A lot will go wrong. You will have to rethink 100 times before you get something that works. And it's like, wow. Yeah, a lot of respect.
After changing a few things and quadrupling our voltage, it was finally working how we wanted it to. However, we ran into yet another problem, the stiffness of the blade. Since we switched to a clear plastic Magician's Cane over the steel cane we used previously, we've lost some stiffness. So how did we fix this?
Relatable.
After a lot of testing, we found that you can actually stiffen the blade by rotating the cane really quickly.
That's cool.
And that is centrifugal. What is it called? Centrifugal force. But that will give a weird, when you turn it. I know how it feels to hold something which is like spinning. Because spinning, I have held a spinning wheel. Like that feels weird. I think this will have like the same kind of effect. Not as much because the diameter is probably a lot smaller, and it's not that heavy probably. But and I wonder, like, if you hold it to the side, will the spinning still work? Probably a bit, but maybe not.
And pulling it down at
Fully?
the same time. This tightens the cane
Because you want your lightsaber erect. You don't want like it to be floppy.
segments together and encourages them to stay straight. But even with these measures, we still had to improve the stability of the blade, so we added a stabilizer.
So I have been testing these blade stabilizers for like past couple of days now, and it's a bit of a problem because the Magician's Cane keeps catching on these little plastic parts. I'm trying to solve that while also making the stabilizer stiff enough to actually stabilize that kind of heavy cane.
This holds the blade in place and stops it from bending or moving around. We went through a lot of iterations and simulations of this stabilizer, but thankfully this was made easy due to Onshape. Onshape is our CAD software of choice and the sponsor of this project. It's the only CAD program that lets you collaborate in real time with
CAD is fun. It has a high barrier of entry, kind of, but when you are into it and you're like a creative person, sorry, my mouth is stuffed with food. No, but CADing is fun. Really, it can be. I mean, if you're doing something like this that you have passion for, yes. If you're doing a boring ass work project, maybe not. But it has a lot of potential to be fun. It's like drawing, but instead with predetermined shapes and in 3D, and then you can actually print it out.
other people. And let me tell you, this feature is why we're able to develop lightsaber iterations so quickly. With multiple people working on CAD at the same time, our design cycles are significantly shorter,
Multiple? So he has a whole team. Or what?
which translates to much quicker project development. It also has version control just like Git, which means we never lose any progress on our CAD.
Oh, like Git. Damn, I have PTSD from Git right now. Shee-wee. That's actually smart. Just include Git. Like in this, as it is. That's cool.
It's super easy to keep track of design history and test different designs at the same time. Being cloud-based, it runs instantly on any device with no downloads, so collaborators can get set up quickly and get to CADing in no time. Onshape updates every 3 weeks with new improvements and new features. Some notable ones are simulation, Cam Studio, and rendering.
Wow.
You can even use Onshape on your phone. Super helpful for on-the-go design feedback and collaboration.
Is this an ad?
Engineers and their companies can try Onshape Professional for up to 6
Didn't even
months,
notice
in
this was an
addition
ad.
to the free hobby and student accounts.
Yeah, but it
If
is.
you're interested, a link to join Onshape is in the description, so check it out, and big thanks to Onshape for sponsoring this project. With the mechanical parts designed and tested, we moved on to the electronics.
What was
We're
that?
using a Profi board.
Hold
With the
up.
mechanical parts designed and tested, we moved on to that
No.
for
Include?
sponsoring this project.
Is that Java?
With the mechanical parts designed and tested, we moved on.
Wow. Oh, I cannot tell. Is it Python? I cannot actually tell. But I am a software developer, so I should know this, but wait. Oh no, it says right here. C++. Okay, I have never done C++.
Into the electronics. We're using a Profi board V3.9 to control everything, 4 motors,
Oh,
1 high-powered chip-on-board LED strip,
wow.
1 speaker, 1 3.7 volt LiPo battery, 1 14.8 volt LiPo battery, and curiously 1 reed switch. Why a reed switch, you may ask?
They are using a speaker, of course, to get like the zoom, I think. That has to be like movement coordinated, probably, or like collision coordinated to be like. But I'm thinking if they have it spinning all the time, will that not like have sound as well? Like the spinning LED, will that not sound?
Ask.
Maybe
Great
he has
question.
attached it
For the last
inside the can.
lightsaber, we use an external circuit with its own motor
I'm gonna get some more ketchup. You guys can
and battery
continue
to
watching.
spin the chassis and blade. However, this was a bulky solution.
Uh,
As you can
I'll
see,
bring
it sticks
spear back.
out of the hilt quite a lot. That's when me, the mayor, commented and suggested we use a reed switch. A reed switch is a switch that is activated with magnetic fields. So when a magnet gets close enough to it, it will turn on, and when the magnet gets far away, it will turn off. Perfect for our use. This meant that we could have the reed switch wired to the Profi board inside the internal chassis, and just use a strong magnet on the outside hilt to trigger the lightsaber. This saved us a ton of space. Thanks, me, the mayor. After verifying the electronics worked, we got to soldering everything.
I
And we
missed
also wrote
it.
the code.
So I actually finished the code, writing a custom
No,
profile.
I missed
Things
it.
are working.
Shout out to Olivier
Oh.
Flying 747.
Hold up. I'm sorry for being so cold. C++. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Ah. Wow, a lot of commits. Good job, dude. Void.
File. Things are working.
Shout out to
Scary.
Olivier Flying 747-8 and Frederick
The
Hubert
Void.
for help on the code and answering my questions.
The
With
void.
the code written, it was time to put everything together and start testing.
Man, isn't ketchup like the best thing that has ever been invented? I mean, probably not, but it's very nice.
What could go wrong?
Okay, this is test number 1. we forgot to mark the position of the reed switch, so we have no idea where it is inside the hilts. So we will just touch stuff until we figure it out. Oh, oh,
Wait, what happened?
we figure it out. Oh,
Wow.
oh, okay. Not full extension. Okay, so
I mean, kind of.
let's test number one.
More like what didn't go wrong. When we finally got to testing, basically everything had a problem. First, we somehow kept switching up the polarities for the motors, so we had to resolder every single motor in our circuit. We also had problems with the blade not fully extending. We also had problems with the
Wow.
blade not fully retracting. We had components breaking.
The extension piece broke off.
We had more components breaking. That is a fragment of a gear.
I mean, this is the thing, and also when doing like, yeah, it is one thing to only program, then it's easy to redo and try again. But when you're doing like 3D printing stuff, which is breaking all the time, I mean that is a different kind of tedious.
The blade kept doing this wobbly, swirly thing due to
And you have to like find the issue yourself. This is so much more complicated than just looking at error messages on code. Like schmoosh.
resonance and critical speeds, and through it all, I was getting increasingly worried. Why worried? Comic-Con. I booked tickets and flights to New York Comic-Con to show off this lightsaber in person, but the lightsaber wasn't working, and we were getting closer and closer to New York Comic-Con. I realized it was time to lock in. With lots of problem solving, we eventually started having small wins.
Electronic verification is done, everything's connected, everything is working. You're great.
After rewriting some code and lubricating the blade pathway, we got the blade to fully extend.
Wow. You see, it is a bit floppy,
Oh my gosh.
but it looks good though.
That's it. Oh wow.
I mean, it almost adds to the effect of being like a bit flowy laser like that. I mean, I know it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be stiff like a laser, like a light beam. You know, it never bends, but
Wow, that is crazy.
it's not
After switching
bad.
gear ratios and using a stronger motor, we got the retraction to fully work.
Ooh.
By adding power limiting in the code, we stopped burning out our components. By redesigning weak gears and reprinting with stronger materials, the gears stopped breaking, and eventually, by adjusting the rotation speed of the inner chassis, we solved our critical speed resonance issue. After over 100 tests,
You see, literally 100.
we finally got the saber working.
Swing noises. It retracts fully inside the hilts, as you can see. Yeah, pretty cool.
That's nice. Well done. Wow. I'm impressed.
Literally 2 days before my flight for
So he's going to Comic Con now? 2 days. Wow. I hope it doesn't break during Comic Con. You see, he has to be a little bit careful about it all the time. You cannot just go fully swinging. But it looks majorly cool. Damn. And that's
relieved
walk.
and sleep deprived, I headed to New York for Comic-Con, but of course, the lightsaber broke in
Yeah.
transit. Problem is, I think we broke the lightsaber during transit, so you can see the cane is sticking out. That's not supposed to happen at all. So already we know something's a little bit wrong here. Ordering last-minute repair tools to my friend's place in New York, I stayed up for hours to fix the lightsaber. After hours of soldering and gluing and reassembling, I finally fixed it and showed it off at Comic-Con.
Damn. Wow.
Is this your first con? First con, yeah. Oh, what do you think of it so far, man?
It's actually cool. Damn. All these people have amazing costumes, to be honest. They're really cool. It's fun to see the Comic Con has really become like big thing. I'm not that aware of how it has been ever, but it seems like it's a big thing. A lot of people dressing up really well. Look at Obi-Wan. Who is that guy? Wait, look. He just life. Fine. That is some character that I'm not aware of. Yeah. He should have had a costume on. That would have elevated it like even more. Now when he spends like 1,000 hours on this lightsaber, he should have spent like 10 at least. Just buy a pre-made costume set for like $100, and he could look pretty much kind of like this guy. I mean, he should probably go for like Kylo Ren, maybe. What does he look like? Leia? I don't know.
This
Jabba the Hutt?
thing is
No,
awesome.
that's
It
that's
feels
me.
more than
I
ever
didn't mean
like
that.
a real lightsaber. Like before, it's honestly quite hard to
Now he has to make it so he can cut through people.
swing. The spinning creates this
Like an
intense
actual
gyroscopic
real
effect, which is
lightsaber.
accurate to how a real lightsaber is supposed to feel according to lore. Now, what's next?
I mean,
Accurate to how a real lightsaber is supposed to. The spinning creates this intense gyroscopic effect,
also
which
it's
is accurate to how a
supposed.
real
Yeah, because that's what I was saying. The gyroscopic effect. Oh, but, well, if that is lore accurate, I mean that's a +5.
lightsaber is supposed to
Plus
feel
5 points.
according to lore. Now, what's next? I'm going to continue improving the performance and reliability of this design. We also want to make it fully dual capable. Right now, it can withstand light hits, but I want to stabilize, stiffen, and strengthen the
Yeah.
blade even further. We also want to optimize the design for ease of assembly. Right now, it's still pretty hard to put together, but we want to make it as easy as possible for anyone to make it themselves. Finally, we're going to work on porting this design into other existing hilts, along with different blade colors.
I mean, he can make this a business. I'm really glad to see that he's like allowing people to actually like try it out also. So like he posts the, how do you say it? Like the all the code and all that stuff, so other people can like copy him, so they don't have to spend like 1,000 hours like him, and they can just spend like maybe 10 to get it working, and they get all the parts. But yeah, like like he could sell these. Like I mean, if he gets good at these, like gets a couple. I mean, he needs Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, duh. Like that's the. If you get like maybe Luke's, like the 5 most common here, whatever. Darth Maul's would be amazingly cool. Double. Wow. Yeah, but that would be nice. He could sell that for like how much? Like 500? Maybe even more. I don't know.
Like always, the design files, material links, and full technical breakdown for this project are free for the first 48 hours after this YouTube video is posted. After
Oh,
48 hours,
okay.
only HeroTech members on our website or our Patreon have access.
That's very
Subscribe to
fair.
the channel, hit the
I mean, if it's that,
notification bell if you don't want to miss out on
that's
future
very kind.
projects. Overall, I'm really happy with the progress on this lightsaber. I still find it kind of crazy that we were able to fit everything into this tiny hilt. To be honest, back in 2022 when I started this project, I didn't even think that fitting it into a replica hilt was possible. So, back then, we didn't even try. Maybe we could have gotten to this point much sooner if I had believed it was possible, that we could do it.
You see, we should always believe. Almost anything is possible. I mean, anything is possible. Almost.
The whole point of Hero Tech is that we bring the impossible to real life. Taking on this daunting engineering project, I somehow forgot that. I shouldn't have. So,
I mean, these guys are really, they seem like very DIY. I mean, just passionate, young engineers doing their thing. I mean, I support that. They should have like 5 million subscribers already, just from this video. I mean, yeah. It is a very good video. I mean, 1st of November? Okay, so this is popping up. I wonder how old the channel is. Yeah. Okay, anyway, let's find another small. Go check out Hero Tech, by the way. Let's find another like small video we can watch, maybe. Okay. I don't want to react to react. That's 5 months ago.